I thought you
Well,
were going to be on the lake, man.
just that was yesterday.
Uh,
Just as we called it, the finals feature two of the top players,
clearly,
two of
clearly,
the
yeah.
heavyweights.
Yes, yes. There was never a doubt that David was
No,
going to get there.
just like the Spanish Open, where we had Dang and Mark Beisterbash. Today we've got Anton Raga and David Alcade, which maybe we should have learned. Maybe this is the way it's going to be at these events going forward, where you're going to have 50% of these finals are going to be really unexpected, and 50% of them are going to be your heavyweights.
Which one was more unexpected, Mike?
Uh, to me, David,
Yeah,
for
without a
sure.
doubt. Yeah,
Yeah,
without a doubt. I didn't see this coming at all. He got away with one yesterday playing Francisco, kind of stumbling across the finish line, but really came out playing David's solid game. It wasn't
yeah,
anything like super spectacular, and he had a couple of spots in there where he let Shane have windows, but Shane just never caught any kind of gear, and that was a
yeah,
credit to David's just the way David plays the game.
yeah. No, it was I didn't think Shane played horrible. I just think he never really got any kind of rhythm.
At
And there
all.
were whenever there was uh, you know, a, a kick or a safe or whatever, he was. I'm not going to bring luck into it or who got better rolls, whatever. But
No,
Shane just didn't get a lot of opportunities. And then when he got back to 10-7, and looked like he was breaking great, and then he missed that two ball in the corner.
unbelievable. I mean,
That
how
to
do you
me
miss that
was
too? That was like the
he
best
was
break he's had all day.
yeah, and I don't know if he was trying to overamp it to get something special on the three or what, but
It looked like
um,
it.
yeah. So it's the truth of the matter though is that Shane got away with a lot this week and still reached the final four.
Well, they
He
both
was
did, to be fair. Well, I mean, like at least David did yesterday. I didn't get to watch a lot of David previous, but in regards to Shane, Shane definitely got away with the world.
Yeah, and he
Match after
well
match.
he had a really cushy draw, which allowed him to win playing not his best.
Soft,
Because
super soft.
if he'd have been through some of those other brackets playing the way he was playing, he's not in the final four. But Shane is Shane, and he finds his way to get to these. He's 40 years old. He's we're expecting him to be in the final. Hats off to him for grinding it out when he wasn't playing his best. Jenny was saying, Jeremy said, he's only getting an hour or two of sleep a night. But, any kind of reasoning
You
like
know,
that
you know how it
aside,
is, Mike. When you're old and you ain't get no sleep, you know how it is, man.
I get 8+ every night. Are you kidding me? I
Do
sleep
you
like
really?
oh
I
my
haven't gotten
God.
A+ sleep in like 20 years, man. Are you
I lay
serious?
down on the pillow and I'm asleep before I say goodnight.
Oh God, I wish I don't know what that's like, Mike. No, it was you know what, Shane, you're right. Shane did get away with one, but I thought for sure he was gonna come out just completely steamrolling. Like I feel like if he would have played that game that he played the last like three racks, then he would have had a much better chance. It felt like
Yeah.
he felt like when he got there, he was just really testing out the waters and just trying to figure out, okay, when am I going to be able to catch a rhythm? When am I going to be able to get my wheels greased here? And it never came. It never came.
Never
He just
happened.
couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could not. He could not get out of his own way. And like I said, to David's credit, he did what he had to do, Mike.
Right. He did. He played a David type of match. And these are the matches, that he's won in the past. And he's got, you know, he's a really solid player. But the fact of the matter is, David's never won an event like this. David's never won anything remotely close to a major open title.
You would
I
know,
think
Mike. What's the resume like?
I think well, I mean, he's won a number of Euro Tour, which is great. And he
And
won
don't
the
give me the World Pool Masters. Don't give me a
no,
World
I'm
Pool
not giving
Masters.
you that at all. The Kremlin Cup, I think, was his biggest
No, he
open.
lost to Tyler in the Kremlin Cup. Unless he won
Yeah, but
it, unless
he won in 2017.
oof, okay, okay. Well
At
then,
least that's what I believe that he won in 2017. When did Tyler win? 2018 or 19?
don't remember. Don't
Uh,
remember. But I
so
know I know without a doubt he played Tyler in the final of the
yeah,
Kremlin
right.
Cup. Yeah, Tyler won.
So you know, he's not. This is I don't even know how many finals he's been in events like this. So and he's 44 years old. So he's been around for a long time.
Right.
And this would be his first significant open title. The
And
Masters are great, but the Masters are the Masters.
like had it been a guy like Dennis, you would think, okay, he's probably still got a few left in the tank. Like if Dennis was still in the U.S. and still being Dennis, like we knew before, he wasn't able to come back. But with David, you got to think, hey man, this might be the last final,
Yeah,
Mike.
yeah. You don't get, 45 years old, you don't get a lot of shots,
Yeah.
traditionally. So, you know, he's going to be, he's really going to be pushing hard, but, he's got the experience to not let it get the better of him, right?
Well, it seemed like in moments he kind of had a hitch in his giddy up when the pressure kind of got a little tighter. When he played, whenever he was playing, I don't even know if free is the word, but just like within his lane, he looked very sound. But when
Yeah.
it got a little gritty, he can twitch a little bit, Mike.
Right.
And
Right.
whereas his opponent in Anton, he's just looking as good as can be. I mean, that was just a great
How
matchup, Mike.
fun is it to watch this kid play pool?
He does
he's,
whatever he wants.
and he's got such, he shows such emotion on his face. We talked about it yesterday. He's got these little quirky,
Yeah,
mannerisms and things like that. And he's kind of frenetic the way, chalks his cue and races back to the seat and then races back to the table and he jumps up on shots and gives a little body English. And,
yeah.
he's fun to watch. I hope this guy travels the world on a regular basis from here on out because I want to see a lot more of him.
Well, I was seeing in the comments from his wife that he was going to be coming to the U.S. Open, which is great. I got the chance to see him at Derby City, and it was very underwhelming. Mike was the word because I expected I
Well, it was
expected a
kind of
whole
his
lot.
first time. It was kind of his first time out, right? And there were a
It
lot of
was, it was,
expectations on him. He was probably a lot of pressure on himself, and he's in an atmosphere like Derby, which is
but like
probably
he's
very
still unassuming though,
Filipinish. But
Mike. He's very quiet. He's a very quiet guy. Like in the crowd. He's not
yeah, yeah.
he's not like Roberto.
But at the
You know,
table, he
so
can let if you're his opponent, he can let you know he's there.
wow.
We saw that in his Sharks matches with Dennis. He was he
Did you
was
get to
fun to
watch
watch.
any of did you get to watch any of the final with Josh or the semifinal with Josh?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, yeah. Well, Josh, there's two things Josh is gonna, lose sleep over, just like Federer did last night. Josh today is gonna lose sleep on
The eight
being
ball.
up 6-2 and getting bad on the eight ball and leaving that hanging.
It
And
wasn't
then
even the toughest of shots, Mike. I mean, not
no, it
by
wasn't,
by,
but
by
there's
not by
those
his standards at all.
no, but neither was Federer's last night. A little bit of a blind cut, but blind pocket, but nothing that they make it 95% of the time. Well, that means 5 times they're
Right.
going to miss, and this was one of them. That and then breaking dry at 9-9.
Brutal. It was
Yeah,
brutal.
that's tough. That's a tough
But it
roll.
was a great matchup, Mike. It was great. Anton showed exactly what we all had been hearing that he's made of. We just hadn't seen it on this matchroom stage yet. To go into that house against that guy and put on that performance when you were
Yeah,
down, I think it was something like 5-1,
six
five.
six 5-1 6-2
Yeah, 5-1, 6-2. You really should have been down 7-2.
seven
And it
two.
could have it could have been completely different because then
Yeah,
then you're 7-2 and breaking. But Anton, I left for a minute, got the girls or Madeline had gotten up. I came back a few minutes later, then it was five, no, 6-5, I think it was. And I said, what the hell's going on here? And it was a match, and then from there it was just the Anton show because he was phenomenal, Mike. He executed
yeah.
very well. His break was not what it had been like the day before, but from his run out standpoint, I mean the guy just does whatever the hell he wants, Mike.
He
It's
does, and
unbelievable.
then he's not afraid to put some power draw on something. That seven ball that he sliced into the side pocket at the end there, when everybody in the world thought he was going to the top corner, he
He's
just
he's fearless. He's fearless, and he executes at an extremely high clip. You know, I mean, it's
yeah,
it's crazy. We all expected the winner out of that top shelf to be the winner. Well, like I guess it would have been more competitive from a betting standpoint had Shane came out, but I feel like a lot of people thought that the winner from that match between Josh was going to be the winner of the event, Mike.
yeah. But every time we think that someone's pretty heavy favorite, it gets turned upside down, right?
Yeah,
So
I mean, to quote Mike in the last event, I think Mike said Mike said, I don't think Mark's getting to 7, and then Mark got on the hill first. So uh, you know that was off camera stuff though. I shouldn't be
Well,
saying stuff
yeah,
like
it's
that.
to say these are all just sound
Yeah,
bites. That's why I just
yeah.
try to offer sound bites.
The
So
final
actually,
starts
there's
in 5 minutes, you guys, right,
yeah,
Mike? Is that
5 minutes.
correct?
That 5 minutes they go to showtime. So probably that probably kicks off about 5,
15
10 after
after?
11. Yeah, 10
Yeah,
after. Yeah,
something like that. Also announced was Sky getting the number one spot, which we all
right.
expected. At least Shane gave him a run for his money. But him, Shane, and Francisco, their game's a little interesting right now, Mike. And Jenny, you mentioned sleep deprivation, but I didn't see the SVB like sharpness that we have been seeing over the
Yeah.
last couple of events. So
So you expect him to he's got a lot of time left in the year to come back and get into his kind of form. So we got the U.S. Open, which he's going to be geared up for. So and he won't have to worry about jet
well,
lag,
that's
sleep
like
deprivation there. So we'll see what happens out in Atlantic City. Oh, do I need to start telling jokes here, Mike?
yeah,
Oh,
Mike, are you there? Are you there, buddy? Yeah, my internet connection cut out a little bit. No, but number 6 for the U.S. Open is what Shane wants, right? That's the only goal I feel like he's got left on the tank.
yeah.
Well, we got plenty of time to go into the U.S. Open. Mike, give me the winner of the European Open final that's about to start here in a few minutes.
Anton Raga, the next big thing.
Score. Give me a score.
Did he go into
Next,
13?
next. Yeah, yeah. You're saying next big thing. You mean this is going to be the first of many?
Yeah, I mean, this is how old is he?
25.
25, 24, 25, something like that. So,
Yeah,
yeah, he's got a lot of good years ahead of him. I mean, we look at guys like Chua and Aranis having kind of coming out parties. They're both 31. They're already like 9 years
What
away from kind
what
of
what what,
being.
what, what are you saying? They're over the hill already?
Well,
They're
no, but I
quite.
mean, to start your career now, as far as being a real marquee player, 31's a little bit on the late side. When you're looking at Josh and you're looking at Federer and you're looking at Raga and you're looking at guys
Yeah.
like this, that's going to be some stiff competition as your eyes start going at 35 and 36. I'm just
Well,
saying.
let us know in the chat who you guys got and give us a score line.
Yeah, I got I
Mike's
got
picking
13
Anton.
10. I got 13
13
10.
10.
Yeah.
I'd say that's good. That's pretty decisive. I think it's going to be just a hair over than that. I think somewhere around 13-7. I'm picking the Filipino as well. I'm not going to be picking against them. His game is just too sound. I think that what David may have an edge with some players when it comes to safety play and being a tactician. I don't think he's going to have that edge when it comes to Anton. They're having a foundation of playing 15 ball rotation, Mike, just gives you the ability to see the table in a completely unique way. I like the kid's execution. I like his game. I like his run out. I like his safety. I'm surprised he can jump the ball given how tall he is, but he even does that pretty well. Also, I'm
Step
seeing,
stool.
yeah, Raga 13-8, Raga 13-8, the Dragon 13-8, 13-12. Jenny Ann says in a nail biter. If David does somehow find a way to pull this off, though, it's going to completely turn the European rankings on its head because he's gonna bank
100%.
30,000. He's gonna
Yeah.
bank 30,000, and I don't know where he's at right now, but I would like to know because it's gonna completely just shift everything, Mike. It's gonna
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
So, Patrick Neal says Hill coin flip. I don't know, man. I don't know if I could see it. Um, the kid just does everything well. I want to see how he follows up. I don't think he's a flash in the pan like a Sufi type player where he kind of hadn't followed it up. Raga's got the game that can
Yeah,
have
you
longevity.
can't compare Raga to Sufi. Sufi was lightning in a bottle, and you were
Well,
kind of
on
waiting.
all fronts, because we hadn't
Yeah,
seen him at all. Like at least with
right,
Anton, we knew he was a monster in the Philippines, right,
right,
Mike? We knew he was a
right,
monster gambling out there against top guys. So
right.
this was just his first time making it to a matchroom stage. But check out the zone if you're in the U.S. Like I mentioned this morning, there's a million free streams on there on Facebook. I feel like every time I turn on my feeds. So. What do you think? How do you think David pulls it off if he's able to, Mike?
Get an early lead, get comfortable, not get rattled, make Anton chase him a little bit, beat him at like the safety game, things like that. The kind of David, you know, really measured approach. He's not gonna do it by breaking and running 7 ranks.
Well, even though David's not been in a final like this individually, He has been in a World Cup final. He has been on a Mosconi stage. He's felt some
Yeah,
big pressure
yeah.
situations before in his career, and that's not something that you can chalk up to giving an edge to Anton. So just for that matter alone, you got to give him the credit where it's due. But he's still up against it because that little guy from the Philippines, Mike, is a effing monster. Just a absolute little monster, you know. So anyway, Mike, I appreciate you coming on. We have 180 people watching. Holy cow! So
Yeah.
make
How many
sure
of
and
them? How many of them have DAZN? Do you think?
I ain't gonna insult nobody, Mike. You said that first. Hey, we will see you guys later. Thanks a lot for tuning in. And Mike, I'll probably oh, just a heads up. So I'm leaving to California tomorrow, and then Jeremy said he's willing to come on when he gets back home. So maybe in a couple of days we'll see if we can get Double J on,
That'd
and
be
we'll
great.
talk the Mosconi Cup stuff. All right. We'll see you
Great.
guys later. Enjoy the